You want to know what it's like to live in Dublin, California? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today. So let's get to it. Now, as I often do in these videos, let's start out with where you can find Dublin on a map. So if you look at a map of the San Francisco East Bay, you find Oakland, and you head south-southeast about 26 miles, you will find the city of Dublin, California. It lies at the intersection of Highway 580 and Highway 680. Dublin has a population of about 73,000 people spread out over, I think it's about 15.25 square miles. And that gives it a population of density of about 4,800 people per square mile. Dublin also happens to be one of the fastest growing cities in California. Commerce and employment in Dublin. So the first thing to understand about Dublin is it really doesn't have its own downtown. There's no like downtown shopping district, which is very walkable, restaurants, little stores, things like that. If you're looking for that, you really have to go to Pleasanton, which is a city right next to Dublin, and it does have its own downtown area. Most of Dublin's shopping is essentially large strip malls, probably the largest of which is the Hacienda Crossings. They have movie theaters in there, lots of stores, lots of shopping, but it doesn't have that downtown feel to it. As far as employment is concerned, the largest three employers in Dublin are the Federal Correctional Facility, Dublin, the Alameda County Jail, Santa Rita, and the Dublin Unified School District. Now, the largest private employers in Dublin are Kaiser Permanente, which has a number of offices here in Dublin, Ross Stores, I believe their headquarters are here in Dublin, and Zeiss Meditech, which does equipment for eye exams, eye surgeries, things like that. Now, the good thing about being in Dublin, though, is you are right next to the cities of San Ramon and Pleasanton. Both of those cities also offer a number of employment opportunities, especially Pleasanton, and it gives you ability to find employment and still stay relatively local to the community. Housing in Dublin. Now, according to the website redfin.com, the median price for a home in Dublin is $1.3 million. That is down about 12% year over year. And the typical days a home stays on the market has increased by about a day or so in the last year to 8 or 9 days. And that change in the price in the market is really just a reflection of the dramatic increase in interest rates that has occurred from 2022 to 2023. Now, the homes in Dublin are a pretty wide variety. One thing is that there is kind of a difference in the style and size of homes in West Dublin, the side of Dublin on the west side of 680, and East Dublin. So West Dublin tends to be more older, more established neighborhoods. You will get larger lot size, more single family homes over there, but the home stock is just older. Most of the homes in that area were built in, say, the 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe early 80s. The east side of Dublin has been developed more recently. You will get a lot more townhomes, condos in that area, and you will get new home developments on the east side. So you have much more new construction, but your lot sizes are just going to be much smaller on the east side of Dublin. Schools in Dublin. So public schools in Dublin are overseen by the Dublin Unified School District. They serve about 13,000 students, maybe a little bit less than that. And they have 7 elementary, 2 middle schools, and 2 high schools, I believe. They also have one K through 8 school. If you look at sources like Great Schools, niche.com, the district overall gets very strong marks and it's very sought after. But as I always do, I encourage you to do more investigation than just taking grades off online sites. You really always have to investigate whether the school district offers services that you and your family find important or need. Transportation in Dublin. So Dublin is very fortunate by suburban standards to have very good transportation access. As I mentioned earlier, and as you can see on the maps that I've used in this video, Dublin is at the intersection of Highway 580 and 680. So 580 gives you good east-west access highway-wise, and 680 is a north-south freeway. So you really do have excellent freeway access. You're really never more than maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes from a freeway, pretty much anywhere in Dublin. So that is really great. You have 2 BART stations in Dublin, the West Dublin station and the Dublin Pleasanton station. So getting public transportation is very good. AC Transit does serve Dublin one time a day with an express commuter bus, and I think it leaves at something like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it goes from Pleasanton BART, the Dublin Pleasanton BART station, to downtown San Francisco. Now, as far as public transportation within the city, buses, things like that, that is really very limited in Dublin. There doesn't seem to be much motivation to provide more public transportation in the city. There is a service called Wheels. I really don't know that much about it. It's basically a call service, and it seems to be targeted to seniors and the disabled. But if you're looking for public transportation within the city, it's not great, and it isn't a great city for walking from point A to point B. So as far as things to do here in Dublin, Dublin is a pretty sleepy suburban town, relatively speaking. So if you're looking for a lot of nightlife, things to do, you will probably have to go to other cities, either down to San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland. It does have a fair number of restaurants. You are close to Pleasanton, which also has a lot of restaurants, shopping, Livermore, which has wineries, San Ramon. But it's not a real, vibrant, exciting, let's go out and party type city. But it is a very popular city for families. It has a lot of activities for families and kids. The Wave Water Park, which is behind me here, this is very popular. The city has, I believe, 24 parks, and considering that the city is only 15.25 square miles, that's a lot. I think that also includes 2 dog parks, or those may be part of those parks. So it does have a lot of activities, family oriented, and its location just makes it very easy to get to San Ramon, Livermore, Pleasanton. So I did mention earlier that there are 2 correctional facilities in Dublin. The first being the Federal Correctional Facility, Dublin, and the second being the Alameda County Jail at Santa Rita. And these 2 institutions have been here forever, and if you are a very long time East Bay resident, that is what Dublin was known for in the past. They don't have any issues that pop up in the news about these 2 facilities. You don't hear of any problems coming from them or impacting the community as far as safety or anything like that. The Santa Rita jail houses, I believe, 4,600 prisoners or inmates at the time. I'm not sure how many inmates are housed at the federal facility. It is a women's prison, and it is a low security facility. So let's talk pros and cons of living in Dublin, and a lot of these I've covered in the video, but just to summarize, pro number 1 is its location. Being at the intersection of 2 major freeways and having 2 BART stations and being able to get to all of those things in probably no more than 10 minutes from anywhere in the city is just spectacular. Here in the Bay Area, where transportation is a huge issue and traffic's a huge issue, being able to access freeways and BART are huge. The second pro is that it is very sought after for its school district, so if that's important to you, Dublin is a great place. A third pro is that it has a wide variety of housing ages, housing styles. So if you're looking for newer construction, more modern construction, not as sensitive about lot sizes, you're going to definitely be able to find something in the east part of Dublin. But if you want a little bit larger homes, larger lot sizes, you'll definitely be able to find that in West Dublin. Some potential cons of living in Dublin? Well, they're not that severe. Dublin's a really nice place to live. From my perspective, one con is that Dublin doesn't have anything about it that gives it a unique character or feeling. It just feels to me like a suburb with strip malls in it. But it is a very nice place. That might just be my own personal preference. Another con is housing is expensive here. As we noted earlier in the video, it's about $1.3 million is the median price. You can definitely go above that, and you can probably find homes down to maybe about $1 million in this area. Condos might be less than that. And those are really the only two potential cons I see to Dublin. I mean, it is an extremely nice city and a very good place to live. If you have a family, a very good place to raise a family. Now, one of the other nearby cities to Dublin that I mentioned in this video was Pleasanton, California. And of course, I've done a video on it, so I will leave a link to it over here or over here somewhere. If you've got any questions about anything I covered in this video, you know what to do. Drop me a text, give me a call, send me an email, because when it comes to helping you transition to California, and specifically the San Francisco Bay Area, I got your back. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up so YouTube knows to show it to other people with interests similar to yourself. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you know each and every time I drop a new video, and I'll catch you in the next video.